D2.
All right, speaking of the weekend, just want to make a comment.
Okay.
Cruising around the valley, the 101 being closed, some other BS where I live. All right, so hats off to all the baseball moms and dads out there. Because, A, you can't get your kid to practice or to games on time with all the damn construction in this city. And I'm sure many of you can relate to what I'm saying, who doesn't have any kids, but can relate to those who are out there with all the kids and doing that. And not to mention, I mean, is the Solo Cup, the Yeti thing still, the thing where you go to games and you make yourself a couple cocktails while you watch your kids? Is that still going on?
I don't know many people that would make cocktails watching their kids play games.
Why? Some of these parents think their kids are good and they suck.
Well, it's interesting. If they're in a Yeti, they got a Yeti, holder.
You don't think there's
Some
little
juice
vodka in there?
What might be?
I mean, come on Friday night football, that's what everyone does.
You know what? Maybe on Saturday mornings a little bracer to get you up and go to a soccer or football games, Brett. But I would highly doubt that because other parents
you
might
guys
smell something.
Are
You
so
are so naive.
Yes,
don't put me in that category.
you wait. Say it again.
I said, don't put me in that category.
Little League,
that you do or you don't.
No, because I think that you're dead on. I
Yeah.
think that happens all the time.
I would say 60%.
You think so?
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
These parents got to get out to the ball fields at 8:00 in the morning, and if it's a double elimination tournament where they got to sit on their ass all day in that bleachers, there's no
Might be a little
bars anywhere. I mean, why not just BYOB, right?
A little Grand Marnier in that coffee, maybe a plate.
Yeah, sure, a little Baileys.
Baileys in there.
Maybe.
I know everyone's doing it. All right, let's get to the sounds of the weekend. Let's talk to the coach, or let's hear from the coach. This is all courtesy of 98.7. This is all about the turnovers.
It's turnovers. It's staring us right in the face. Their defensive activity, their hands, their deflections, their weak side kind of activity, swarming the ball. And it just led to a lot of easy baskets or too many, where they scored quickly. Then they had some great shot making. Obviously Edwards had a big night. DiVincenzo shot it really well. Some other guys hit some baskets that were timely. But we just, we didn't take care of the ball. I mean, we've got to take care of the ball. In a game like this, it started early too. So there's really no explanation. We got to be better. We got to take care of it. We got to find a way every night.
Stop it. Just stop it, will you please? You're the freaking head coach. Your team should know how the Minnesota T-Wolves play defense. You should have had some plays in there to eliminate the pressure that the Minnesota Timberwolves defense puts on you. Well, we got guys trapped in the corner. Well, get them out of the corner, you ignoramus. Come on.
I was saying the same thing, Jimmy.
Ignoramus.
Wow.
Come on, dude. Jeez, call a timeout. Bring them over. Hey, this is what we're going to do. If they trap in that corner again, we're going to kick the ball to the weak side, and then I'll just say, Richards, you run right to the basket, you're going to be wide open for a lob. So I don't understand it. And here's the infuriating thing to me, if you can tell I'm infuriated.
Go, Jimmy B, go.
So the point I want to make is that the players know it too. It is not just on the coach. These are seasoned veterans who are out on the court, who have seen every kind of defense that has been thrown at them. Manuch always goes back to football because he played it. The quarterback is the most important person out there. Why? Because when he comes to the line of scrimmage, he's going to read the defense and make adjustments. So are you telling me that Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Tyus Jones, Grayson Allen, they can't read that defense and make adjustments? I call BS.
It's interesting you say that. Yeah, that boy Jim, way to go off there. He's got to take in some responsibility, does he not, to see the same old. And as they're playing that clip, I'm thinking the same thing. He's got to bear a ton of responsibility. And then on top of that, you heard Booker and Katie talk about they work at this at practice. It wasn't anything new.
No, they've seen it all.
And they just can't get it communicated during a game.
All right, here's Coach Bud, knowing that they're running out of time.
I mean, there's, I think, 20 plus games. You know, we got to go on a run, but it's got to start. You know, there's no doubt that you know, the standings, the circumstances that we're in. You know, I think there's an awareness, and we got to do something to change it.
So they're 4 games back of the play-in.
Yes.
Or I call it the Mendoza line.
Yep.
You got Dallas and Sacramento at 17.5. So they got four games literally to catch them with 20-some games to play.
And the schedule that they're going to play
is brutal the next 3 weeks. So you've lost 12 of 16. You lost 4 or 5. I think there's a little pattern there of reference to how they're going to do
Oh, God.
these last 20-some games.
I'm going to get up on the soapbox again here in a minute.
I don't think there's any need. I think we get it loud and clear. Mike Budenholzer's got a huge burden of responsibility for all these turnovers and offensive rebounds time in and time again.
Now, I agree with that statement, and rightfully so, Manuch, but as I referenced earlier, you got to start putting some of this now on the players because these guys are not rookies.
Everybody's to blame.
Everybody
Yeah.
is the freaking blame for this season sucking pond water. It's that simple. Everybody, even the ball boys.
All right, let's hear from Devin Booker now. Here's him talking about not being on the same page.
They picked up the physicality, and we didn't respond well to it.
Do you feel like that's been a problem in terms of when it comes to facing physical defenses, the way that you guys respond to that?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is our spacing out of it, and being organized, and 5 guys being on the same page instead of 2 or 3 or even 4 doesn't even cut it.
What did I just say? He just capsulized everything that I just said, that they are not making adjustments on the fly, and with the veteran players that they have, that is inexcusable not to be able to make a correction to what you are seeing the opposition
Jimmy,
do.
there's 61 games into the season.
I'm well aware.
This should be dealt with. It should be done, the adjustments. And Devin Booker, those answers to those questions seem kind of like, okay, I got to answer this.
It's
here's
it's a hollow answer.
Yeah, here's kind of the deal. This is what I see.
Yeah.
I get answered again. And it's just kind of the same old, same old.
All right, this is Kevin Durant. Basically, same thing when it comes to the physicality and the turnovers.
A little bit of everything, just bad passes, physicality. That's why we lost. 40 points off turnovers. It's tough to overcome that. They didn't destroy us on the glass and outpower us on the glass. We just gave them the ball. And that's usually the formula when we want to lose.
Y'all done? I got to leave. Okay, that's kind of my standard question. That's good. Yeah,
Standard answer.
Yeah, standard. They're all standard answers. There's no
What else
passion.
to say? Your team's
I don't
bad.
know, Rock. If you're competing to make it in there, pride comes into play.
I think the media and the fans expect these players to give us these sound bites that are supposed to be just perfect after they're getting blown out.
I want to hear some passion. I want to hear some. I'm pissed off.
These are NBA players. This isn't a sport where these guys have passion for the most part because of how much money they get paid.
Well, I get that. When you hear a lot of the teams that are the winning teams in the playoffs are playing, they're vying for spots.
Big difference.
When
you're like equivalent to the Brooklyn Nets and what other teams we can go on? The Brooklyn Nets, the Wizards, the Hornets,
the New Orleans,
the
Pelicans.
Raptors. I mean, that's where this team is. They are the bottom of the barrel. Those are the kind of answers you're going to get.
And I would hope they'd be more passionate, but I guess I'm resolved to your point, Rock, that it's their resolve that this thing is over. And it's just their job to answer these questions as much as they can.
You've been on bad teams.
Yes.
And you don't want to talk.
Well, you get demoralized. Yeah, you do, but you still have to, it didn't mean I wasn't any more passionate about, hey, we got to block better. We got this better. I got to do a better job as a quarterback. I mean, but there's a passion there. There's a passion there.
Fair, but that's probably the same canned answer every time when you continue to lose all the time. There's only so many things you can continue to say.
You know what?
We got to block better. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it probably gets monotonous after a while.
Well, but I'm still pissed off. I'm not any more happier.
Here's the thing that really. There's the thing
yeah,
that really.
Dude, I don't know what's getting. Wait, come out.
Yeah.
What has gotten into you guys today? Is this some kind of holiday for old people? Because you guys both have a lot of energy.
Well,
I mean, there's something going on, especially Jimmy, and for Dan Manucci to say pissed off. The guy can't even
Fired
say
up, man.
damn it or darn it.
Doggone it. Yeah, I'm fired up.
Great.
I
All right.
just
Finish your great point. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
It is, because I'm
You're on a
listening.
roll, Jimmy.
I am. I'm listening
Be
to
careful.
Durant talk. And what does he say after these last several losses? Oh, yeah, it's the physicality. And, well, match their freaking physicality. How long have you played in this league? You're almost in this league almost as long as LeBron. I know your body type is totally different. I get that. But you have been physical against your entire career, and you've been able to deal with it. How come you can't deal with it all of a sudden now that the Suns stink?
I think that there's still a football term. There's not enough forearm shivers, body slams, or flagrant fouls to kind of get the message, get that team fired up.
All right, coming up, what players benefited from the combine, and what will Deebo Samuel do in Washington? We're going to catch up before NFL and